guys, and thanks for coming and checking out my channel, or checking back, or whatever. Yeah, I'm just starting this week's vlogs with a little surprise that I only just noticed. So, today's my first day off work in about 5 days. So, I've been doing just all of my research for class, because I have class tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. So, it's Monday now. And I was looking at this reading list, thinking, right, I've got 3 out of 4 of my readings done. There's one article left called The Leaning Tower of Pisa, and he's given us a PDF of it, so I'm thinking, can't be too long. And I look at it here. See it there on my laptop screen? There's the table of contents, right? Can you see it? It goes from page 7 to page 79. It's a book, not an article. And turns out he wants us to read the entire thing, which I can tell you is not going to happen by tomorrow. I've read a grand total of 1 page of it. Well, I've just finished reading one of the other ones, so I'm very tired and don't want to dive straight into reading an entire book for tomorrow. But at the moment, that's what I'm going to have to do. I have a 2.5 hour gap. Oh no, a 3 hour gap before this class tomorrow, so I guess if I started today I can hopefully finish it tomorrow, but it's kind of just annoying because it's slowing me down, because today was my first day off of work in like 5 days. I was hoping to get so much done, to get to tick off all of the reading for this week, maybe get a bit of a jump on next week's reading, and now this is just coming and going to completely slow me down, and it's frustrating. But that's gonna be what I'll have to do for the rest of the day. And other than that, oh god, I still have 2 things I have to read for Wednesday as well, so I better get to it. So I just realized something else. Today is just not going my way. There was a series of lectures. I have to get like these forms filled out. I have to go to extra lectures or seminars or conferences or whatever. I have to go to 3 extra sessions per term, and I have to get that filled out to confirm that I went. And there's one tomorrow that I'm so sure they told us was compulsory. I'm so sure they actually said this one you have to go to. And I only noticed there earlier that it says you have to register your attendance online. And like, there's no fee, but you have to go on and buy a ticket. You just have to book your place in it, basically. And I just went on to do it, and you see it? Sold out right there. So now I can't go to it, and I'm like, I thought I was meant to go to it. I thought I had to. How can it be sold out if it was mandatory? Maybe I'm wrong and it wasn't mandatory, but this just means I have to go into the office tomorrow and find out if it is mandatory, and if I can still go to it. Or, I mean, I would just kind of show up, but it's kind of awkward anyway, because it starts at 5:30 and my class ends at 5:30, so I'd be showing up late, and I don't want to show up late to something that's completely booked out and doesn't have any seats. So now I have to figure this shit out, and it's too late in the day to email the person I need to email because they only have morning office hours. So I'm kind of have to deal with this in the morning. I mean, I can still make up my 3 mandatory sessions. I mean, I can go to, there's 2 other lectures that I kind of want to go to, and I'm going to go to 1 session of a Chaucer reading group, so that way I can take that off. I deliberately have that organised that I'm going to the one after next, because that's on the Miller's Tale, which I think is one of the really shorter ones, so I'll be doing that to make it a little easier on myself. But this is just after annoying me now, so I have to figure out what's going on with that, because the other ones I have to book days off, because they're not on Tuesday evening, and Tuesday is the only day I definitely don't work the evenings. So I'm gonna have to do that in work now as well. So it is bright and early, well, overcast and early, and I'm back in town. Pigeon, thought it might be a squirrel. Yep, I think my obsession with squirrels is coming across in this. He's right there. Can you see him? I don't know if you can see him. He's right there though. I had one actually sitting under my bench the other day, because I was sitting up in this park just with my laptop on my lap doing some study, and a squirrel just went under the bench and sat there, stayed there. So yeah, I'm just wandering around this park again. I found a nice kind of, I don't know, covered pathway. It's quite nice, and there's no one around, thankfully, but I am next to the river, so someone might come around. So that's what happens if I suddenly turn the camera off. So I just wanted to do a quick bit of recording, because I'm going to head up to class. I have class in 45 minutes, so I had to run into work on my way, because I got given this yesterday, and I left it there, and it was only this morning when I left the flat that I realised there's people there, that I realised I had forgotten it, so I had to go and pick it up. So yeah, I got that thing sorted, those couple of things I was mentioning. Oh, I can go through here. I was saying about, one of my readings turning out to be a book. I read about half of it. Turns out most people in the class had only read about half of it, and we only discussed the half of it I'd read anyway. So I made a good call with picking what I thought was important. Oh god, going uphill. So why is there a path? There's like a path down there through the trees that just stops, and now I'm like up a grassy hill. It's quite nice here anyway. So I only read a bit of it, but turns out I read the important bit of it, so it's fine. And that lecture I was talking about as well, that I was meant to register for, didn't realise. I went in and asked, and they were saying, like, a lot of the times there's people that don't come, so I just showed up and I went. Wasn't really my kind of thing. In fact, I was fighting the urge to fall asleep. Not out of any, disrespect or insult to the person giving the lecture. I'd only just left a 2-hour lecture. That always wipes me out. Like, it's just such a tiring selfish act. So, and I'm getting towards people again. So, see, there's people behind me. Yeah. So I just showed up and it was fine. So I'm back in my dorm now, and I was, just looking out the window, I was going to go and do some grocery shopping because I'm starting to run out of food. That makes it sound so much more serious than it is. I mean, I still have 2 dinners worth of food in the freezer, so it's not too bad. But I'm not in work this afternoon, so I was going to go shopping. But it's lashing rain out. It is lashing. You probably can't see it. You probably can't hear it either. You hear that? Giving you a view of my window. Look, it's like not really heavy, but it's that like really consistent rain that just keeps coming and soaks you. And of course today, I decided to wear a dress. So I got very wet. Well, actually, I almost think I didn't get as wet as I would if I had been wearing jeans. Because, like, I don't know. I think these tights are waterproof or something, because it didn't feel like my legs got wet at all. It was very odd. And my boots, my fancy new boots that are now covered in leaves, they're waterproof. Just good to know. I was just marching through all the puddles in them. Because, I don't know, I hate shoes where you have to avoid puddles. I keep noticing that I'm not closing this. It's really annoying. I keep forgetting to close the door, and I think it's because my door at home falls shut itself, and like I never fully shut it, but I never need to because it's at the bottom of the stairs and my room's up in the attic, so it's like, I don't know. It's just really annoying that I keep forgetting to close that one. So anyway, yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna stay inside for the rest of the day then, because I think, it's 2:30. If it stops raining soon, I might still go to the shop, because it's about a 15 or 20 minute walk, and I'm not doing it in that, and then having to carry my stuff back in the rain. But I doubt it will stop raining before it gets dark, because it's starting to get dark really early here, which is crazy, and this field that I have to walk across has no lights in it, so I'm not walking across it at night. So if it doesn't stop raining, I have to do my shopping in the morning then. which I suppose I can because I'm not in work until later. I don't even know what time. I keep forgetting what times I'm in work. I'm not in work till 3, so that's not too bad. I can always go in the morning. If it's not raining first thing, I might go first thing. Be a good way to get me up and going. But anyway, so at the moment I'm just sitting here doing my reading, as I always do, and I'm actually working on a video at the moment of this. You can see that. This is it's a pretty cheap notebook actually that I got in Paper Chase, but it's dot grid, so I'm turning it into my bullet journal. So I have been doing some bullet journaling in my normal journal. So it's an omni journal, it's pretty much everything. But I don't like bringing it out as a planner when it has personal things written in it. So this one is just going to be pure planning, and I'm trying to do a bit of a plan with me video. I'm having camera issues. I started recording some of it yesterday and then I didn't realize my camera battery had died. But for the bits I didn't record the setup, I might just do a flip through of it. But yeah, I need to finish that then. So I need to do my reading and I need to finish that. So I did exactly what I said I'd do yesterday. I got up first thing this morning and I did my shopping. So I'm a little out of breath, and I'm sorry if I'm bright red, if I match my hair and my t-shirt. I'm literally only just back, and I always kind of think when I'm in the shops and I see things and I'm like, okay, well that's cheap, you know, I'll buy 2 of them now, because it's not like I'm going to stop eating that in the next week and it doesn't expire. And that's all well and good, because that means I won't have to go back to the shop so soon. Until I realise I haven't even gotten out of the car park and I'm already exhausted and sweating and I have to carry all of this stuff home. And that's not even all of that. My backpack is full as well. And it was very heavy. So I need to go and unload all of this. Find somewhere in the kitchen to store it. Because that's something else I didn't really consider, that I share a kitchen. Let's see how this goes. So for once, campus is actually quiet enough for me to vlog a little. Vlog. It's early, okay? My head's not working yet. I'm not surprised it's actually this quiet because, like I say, it's early. It's not even 8 AM yet. It's a Sunday and it's lashing. So I decided to get the bus today. I have generally been walking into town, but I don't really want to be soaked before I even get to work. And I start my shift at 8:30 this morning, and I have to stay in town for a meeting, for a 2-hour meeting starting at 6 tonight. So it'll be at least 12 hours before I'm home again. So I don't really want to be completely soaked through and having to wait for my clothes to dry. So I'm going up for a bus. Hopefully they can break my £5 note, because otherwise I won't have £1 for my non-uniform day in work. I get to wear my jeans. So that's what I'm doing now. I might internally vlog again. This will probably be the end of this week's vlog, because I'm going to be in work all day, or you know, I think I have about a 3-hour gap after my shift before this meeting. But I'm just going to go to a cafe, do my Latin translation, finish this presentation for next week, and that's about it. So that's 1 week of my life. Not overly exciting, is it? But yeah, hopefully I can get this bus, and I'll talk to you next week.